Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something a bit different. It looks almost boring at first glance, just a standard DHL Express tracking log.
Right, just a list of places and times, tracking code 254-601-5872, if you're curious.
But our mission today is to really unpack this, to turn this dry data into a story about global logistics. We're looking at one package, its 6-day trip from Austin, Texas, all the way to Antigua in the Caribbean.
Yeah, from Friday, October 3rd, 2025 through to Thursday, October 9th. And what it really shows is, the speed, the complexity, but also the friction points in getting something across borders, even with an express service.
Okay, let's dig in. The first part.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's all about speed, right?
Yeah.
That's the express promise in action. Starts in Austin, Texas.
Exactly. So the package gets picked up Friday, October 3rd, 5:58 p.m. And get this, by 10:08 p.m. the same evening, it's already processed and departed the Austin facility.
Wow, okay, that's less than, what, 4.5 hours? On a Friday night, too. That's just fast.
It is fast. It shows they're not waiting around. The system is geared to move things now, consolidate quickly, and get it heading towards the main hub.
And that main hub, in this case, is the big one in the U.S. for DHL, right?
That's right. Overnight flight straight to the Cincinnati hub in Ohio. It lands there really early Saturday morning, October 4th at 2:48 a.m.
Okay, so middle of the night processing.
Yeah.
But here's the bit that jumps out from the log. The turnaround time there. Arrives 2:48 a.m.
And it departs again at 4:04 a.m.
So it was on the ground in Cincinnati for just about 76 minutes. An hour and 16 minutes.
Yeah. Sorting, unloading, reloading onto the next plane. Bang, bang, bang. That's the core of the express strategy. Minimize domestic ground time, get it onto the international flight immediately.
That's what you're paying the premium for, I guess. That sheer velocity through the system, especially within the origin country.
Absolutely. They're basically using that hub to shrink the continent, like you said, getting everything funneled through one massive, efficient point before it heads overseas.
Okay, so phase one, super fast U.S. transit. But then things, well, they change a bit, don't they? The package leaves the U.S. mainland.
Mm-hmm. It heads into what you could call a regional staging area. It flies to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Arrival there is Sunday, October 5th, 8:11 a.m.
Right, Sunday morning. And this is where the rhythm shifts, like you said. Cincinnati was 76 minutes. How long does it sit in San Juan?
Well, it arrives Sunday morning, 8:11 a.m. The log shows it doesn't actually depart San Juan until Monday, October 6th at 10:10 a.m.
So Sunday morning arrival, Monday morning departure. Hang on, over a full day, nearly 26 hours.
Yep, almost 26 hours. And you see scans during that time, too. Processed Sunday afternoon, processed again Monday morning before it finally leaves.
If you're tracking your expensive express package, seeing it just sit for more than a day in San Juan must be a bit confusing, maybe frustrating.
It could definitely feel that way. You're thinking, where's the express part now?
So why the long pause? Is the system breaking down there?
Not necessarily breaking down, but adapting. See, San Juan isn't like Cincinnati handling massive continental U.S. volume. It's acting as a key gateway, a pivot point for the Eastern Caribbean.
Ah, okay, so it's consolidating flights for smaller destinations.
Exactly. It lands Sunday morning. It's likely waiting for the connecting flight schedule to Antigua, which might only run once a day, maybe less frequently on a weekend. They need to fill that smaller plane going to the islands.
So it's a different kind of efficiency, not just raw speed, but logistical efficiency for that specific region, making sure the onward flight is viable.
Precisely. It's route optimization for that final, more expensive regional leg. The pause is calculated, even if it looks like a delay to the customer tracking it.
Okay, that makes sense. So Monday morning, it finally leaves San Juan and heads for the destination. It arrives in Antigua at noon, 12:00 p.m. on Monday, October 6th. The physical journey's done.
Pretty much. But this is where the momentum hits a completely different kind of barrier. We shift from the speed of jets to the case of, well, bureaucracy.
Right, customs. The log shows process for clearance almost immediately, Monday at 1:10 p.m. But then
we get the first clearance event status update at 3:31 p.m. on Monday.
Clearance event. That sounds vague, and it doesn't seem to be a one-off.
Not at all. That status repeats. We see another clearance event on Tuesday morning, October 7th at 8:59 a.m.
Okay.
And then another one on Wednesday morning, October 8th at 7:51 a.m.
So the package is physically in Antigua, sitting in a warehouse somewhere, but for 3 consecutive days, it's just flagged as clearance event.
Essentially, yes. It's physically there, but it's stuck in administrative limbo. This is the part that really tests patience, especially after paying for speed.
You can almost feel the frustration building for whoever's waiting for this package. Then finally, on Wednesday afternoon, a breakthrough.
Seems like it. Wednesday, October 8th, 3:35 p.m., the status changes to clearance processing complete. You think, great, it's done.
Relief. But wait, looking at the log, the relief doesn't last long, does it?
Nope. Just about 90 minutes later, at 5:05 p.m. on the same day, the status flips again. This time to shipment is on hold.
Oh, come on. Complete then on hold. What does that even mean?
It's the classic handoff issue. Clearance processing complete might mean customs has finished their part, but the on hold suggests there's still something else needed before release. Maybe local duties or taxes need paying.
Or maybe they need more information from the recipient.
That's very possible. Perhaps DHL tried to contact the recipient earlier, couldn't reach them, or didn't get the required info or payment, and so now it has to be officially held until that final step is sorted out by the receiver.
So this really highlights that DHL or any express carrier can fly a package around the world in incredible time, but they can be completely stopped by local on-the-ground procedures.
Absolutely. The true bottleneck, 99 times out of 100 on international shipments like this, isn't the carrier's network. It's the destination country's rules, regulations, and administrative processes.
And that delay just wipes out the time advantage gained earlier.
Completely. The journey started Friday evening. It's now Wednesday evening, and the package is still not available.
So when does it finally become available?
The final status update arrives the next morning, Thursday, October 9th at 7:44 a.m. It says, awaiting collection by the consignee as requested.
As requested.
Yeah.
Maybe the recipient opted to pick it up themselves. But 6 days total. Friday pickup, Thursday availability. And a big chunk of that, Monday noon to Thursday morning, was spent just sitting in Antigua.
That's right. 3 of the 6 days were essentially lost to the clearance and hold process at the destination.
And there's a crucial detail in that final update too, isn't there, about collection requirements?
Yes, it specifically notes, please note that the consignee will require a valid, government-issued personal ID for collection.
Which ties right back into that regulatory scrutiny, the bureaucracy we were talking about. They need official proof of identity to release an international package.
It underlines the whole process. Every step, especially at the end, is about compliance and verification.
So we've tracked this one tiny package, 254-6015872, from Texas to the Caribbean. But this incredibly detailed tracking, down to the minute, only exists because it's part of this huge global machine, right?
Exactly. This isn't happening in isolation. The source material mentions the broader DHL organization. We've seen DHL Express in action here with its focus on speed.
But there are other parts too. DHL Global Forwarding, DHL Freight.
Right. Handling bigger shipments, maybe sea freight or road freight, where cost might be prioritized over that breakneck speed. Then there's DHL Supply Chain, managing complex logistics for businesses, and DHL E-commerce, focused on, well, e-commerce deliveries.
It's this massive segmented operation designed to handle different needs in different kinds of friction.
And they serve a huge range of industries. The source lists automobility, chemicals, life sciences, and healthcare, retail, technology.
And that context is important, isn't it? Imagine if this package wasn't just, say, some books, but a critical medical sample for life sciences.
Oh, absolutely. If this was a temperature-sensitive drug or a vital component for a hospital's machine in Antigua, that 3-day hold in customs isn't just an annoyance. It could be a disaster.
The 76-minute speed in Cincinnati is amazing, but it's irrelevant if the package expires waiting for clearance in Antigua.
Which is why the different divisions exist. DHL Supply Chain, for instance, would work with that healthcare client to try and pre-clear things, manage the documentation proactively to smooth out those destination bottlenecks for really critical shipments. They try to manage that friction.
And the technology enables all this.
Yeah.
The detailed tracking we've been dissecting, the developer portal, digital integrations mentioned in the source. It's all about making this complex system visible, manageable.
Visibility is key. You can see the efficiency, like in Cincinnati, but you can also see exactly where it gets stuck, like in Antigua Customs.
So let's recap the journey quickly. 6 days total, 4 main stops. Austin pickup, lightning-fast Cincinnati hub transit, the regional staging pause in San Juan, and then the long administrative wait in Antigua.
Yeah, a journey that shifts dramatically from pure physical speed to hitting the brakes hard for regulatory processes. Almost half the total time was spent waiting at the destination, not moving.
The level of detail in the tracking, it's pretty amazing though. Seeing those clearance event updates, even the final ID requirement, It makes the whole invisible process of global shipping feel much more tangible.
It does, and maybe that brings us to a final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. We've seen how logistics giants like DHL have pretty much mastered the physics, getting stuff across the planet incredibly fast.
Right, the flying part is sorted.
But the real challenge left seems to be almost psychological, or maybe political. It's dealing with the bits they don't control, the customs, the local rules in every single country, and managing our expectations as customers.
Yeah. Does having all this minute-by-minute tracking data actually empower you? Or does it just highlight, sometimes painfully, how dependent your express package is on processes completely outside the shipper's control? Does seeing the clearance event loop just make you feel more powerless?
Something to think about next time you track a package crossing borders.